Hello my dear students, I am Navneet Kaur, PGT Mathematics Kendriya Vidyalaya OCF. Today our topic of discussion is vector algebra, and under this we are going to discuss some of the problems, miscellaneous problems on vectors. Before beginning with the topic, let us see the learning objectives. After the completion of the topic, you will be able to recall the properties of dot and cross product, identify the problems where to apply dot and cross product, and solve the problems using properties of dot and cross product. Here I have listed a few properties of dot product. So you must be knowing and you must go through these properties so that you are able to apply and use these properties in the questions. Here also I have listed the properties of cross product. These must be known to you in order to use them in the questions. So now let us begin with our topic. That is, we are going to discuss the problems, the different problems on this topic, that is dot and cross product. So I'm taking one of the questions from the book itself. So let us see what the question says. Let A vector, B vector and C vector be three vectors such that magnitude of A vector is equals to 3, magnitude of B vector is equals to 4, magnitude of C vector is equals to 5, and it is given that each one of them is perpendicular to the sum of other two. Then find the magnitude of A plus B plus C. So this is the question from the book itself. It says three vectors, their magnitude is given to us, and further each one of them is perpendicular to the sum of the other two. That means one vector if taken, it will be perpendicular to the sum of the other two, and we need to find the magnitude of A plus B plus C. For such questions where we need to find the magnitude of some vector, we usually use the properties of dot product. And moreover, it is also indicating where it is given that it is perpendicular to the sum of the other two vectors. So that means somewhere it is indicating the usage of dot product. So let us start with the solution. Given part, magnitude of A is given to be 3, magnitude of B is given to be 4, and magnitude of C is given to be equals to 5. Furthermore, one of the vectors is perpendicular to the sum of other two. This is equals to 0. We are using the property that whenever the two vectors they are perpendicular, their dot product has to be 0. B dot A plus C is going to be 0. C dot A plus B is going to be equals to 0. So we are to find magnitude of A plus B plus C. Rather, we are finding the magnitude square, and it's a property, one of the properties of the dot product, that says magnitude square of any vector is actually the dot product between the same vectors. So we can write A plus B plus C dot product with A plus B plus C. Now we are going to do the dot product. We are taking one of the vectors and doing the dot product with the rest of the three vectors. A dot A dot B plus A dot C plus B dot A plus B dot B plus B dot C, then C dot A plus C dot B plus C dot C. This is what we are getting after doing the dot product, and here we can identify that A dot A, B dot B and C dot C, they are magnitude of A square, magnitude of B square plus magnitude of C square, and the rest of the terms we can see that like this term, it both are containing the A vector, and so we can take this A vector as common. So A dot B plus C plus B dot Then b vector, this one is also containing b vector. We can take b vector as common, a plus c plus these two vectors, these two terms contain c vector, so c dot a plus b. And here we are going to put the values of a vector, b vector, c vector magnitude, 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square, and the rest of the term they will be 0 because it is given that these vectors, they are perpendicular to each other. So 9 plus 16 plus 25 is going to give us 50. You are finding the magnitude of a square, a plus b plus c square. So magnitude of a vector plus b vector plus c vector is equals to under root of 50. We are only taking the positive sign, the reason being the magnitude of a vector represents the length of the vector, which cannot be negative. So this is our answer to the first question. So now let us take up another very important and particular question. It says, if alpha vector is equals to 3i minus of j, beta vector is equals to 2i plus j minus of 3k, then express beta vector in the form beta vector is equals to beta 1 vector plus beta 2 vector, where these beta 1 vector is parallel to alpha vector and beta 2 vector is perpendicular to alpha vector. So this is the question. Let us read once again. Two vectors, alpha vector and beta vector, they are given to us. We need to express beta vector as the sum of two vectors, new two vectors, which are beta 1 and beta 2. Beta 1 is parallel to alpha vector and beta 2 is perpendicular to alpha vector. So now let us begin. Beta 1 vector is parallel to alpha vector. This is given to us. So if the two vectors, they are parallel, then we know that beta 1 can be expressed as lambda times alpha vector. This is the property of collinear vectors. So now we already know alpha vector, that is 3i minus of j. That means 3 lambda I cap minus of lambda j cap. This is beta 1 vector in terms of lambda. Also, we are to express beta vector as beta 1 plus beta 2. So beta 1, we already know 3 lambda I cap minus of lambda j cap, and beta vector is also known to us. It is 2i plus j minus of 3k, and beta 2 vector is still unknown. So using this equation, we can find beta 2 vector. This will be given by subtracting these two vectors, or we can say this vector will be taken to the left, that is 2i plus j minus of 3k minus of 3 lambda I cap minus of lambda j cap. So this is going to give us 2 minus 3 lambda I cap, and then further 1 plus lambda j cap. This is going to be a positive quantity when you open the bracket, and minus of 3k cap, since there is no k cap term in the second vector. So this is our beta 2 vector. Now to find beta 1 and beta 2 completely, we need to find lambda. For that we are utilizing beta 2 is perpendicular to alpha vector. That means beta 2 dot product with alpha vector is equals to 0. This is again the property of dot product. So 2 minus of 3 lambda I cap plus 1 plus lambda j cap minus of 3k cap, it's dot product with alpha vector. Alpha vector is also known to us, 3i minus of j is equals to 0. So if we do the dot product, 2 minus 3 lambda into 3 plus 1 plus lambda into minus 1, and there is no k cap term in alpha vector, so it will be simply equals to 0. So If we calculated 6 minus of 9 lambda minus 1 minus of lambda is equals to 0, 5 minus of 10 lambda is equals to 0, implies that lambda is equals to half. So this is the value of lambda we are getting. Now we have to put this value of lambda in beta 1 vector and beta 2 vector, which were in terms of lambda. So now if we put the value of lambda in beta 1 vector, it will turn out to be 3 upon 2 I cap minus 1 upon 2 j cap. And if we put in beta 2 vector was 2 minus 3 lambda I cap plus 1 plus lambda j cap minus of 3 k cap. So 2 minus of 3 into half I cap plus 1 by 2 j cap minus of 3 k cap. So it is going to give us 1 by 2 I cap plus 3 by 2 j cap minus of 3 k cap. This is our beta 2 vector. So finally beta vector is equals to beta 1 plus beta 2. That means 3 by 2 I cap minus of half j cap plus half I cap plus 3 by 2 j cap minus of 3 k cap. So we have expressed beta vector as the sum of these two vectors. If you want to verify that whether we have found beta 1 and beta 2 to be correct, so you can add them up to get beta vector. So next question we are going to do is another very important question. The question says, let A vector is equals to I plus 4j plus 2k. B vector is equals to 3i minus of 2j plus 7k. And C vector is equals to 2i minus j plus 4k. Find a vector D vector which is perpendicular to both A vector and B vector, and C dot D is equals to 15. So let us do the solution of this. We have three vectors, A vector, B vector and C vector. You need to find a D vector which is perpendicular to both A and B. So whenever a vector is perpendicular to the rest of the two vectors, we make use of the cross product. So here we are taking D vector as A cross B, and along with that we are taking a lambda. That means we don't know whether if these are two vectors, A vector and B vector, then D vector might be perpendicular in the upward direction or it might be perpendicular in the downward direction. The sign of lambda is going to tell us in which direction this D vector will lie. So for this we need to find the cross product of A vector with B vector. Let us find first of all cross product. A cross B is equals to, we are using the determinant form since we know the vectors A vector and B vector in the component form. 1, 4, 2 the coefficients of I cap, j cap, k cap in A vector. 3 minus 2, 7, these are the components of I cap, j cap, k cap and B vector. So now solving this using the determinant method, we are going to delete that row and column which contains I cap. So 28 minus of minus 4 minus of j cap, 7 minus of 6 plus k cap is minus 2 minus of 12. So it becomes 32 I cap minus of j cap minus of 14 k cap. This is A cross B, and D vector will be now lambda times A cross B. That means it becomes 32 lambda I cap minus of lambda j cap minus of 14 lambda k cap. This is your D vector. Now Our target is to find lambda so that we can find d vector. So how to find that? We are making use of this given part. C dot d is given to be equals to 15. C is given to us, the C vector, that is 2i minus of j plus 4k. It is to be multiplied, or we can say we are going to do its dot product with d vector 32 lambda I cap minus of lambda j cap minus of 14 lambda k cap is equals to 15. So here we are going to solve 64 lambda plus lambda minus of 4 into 14 is 56 lambda is equals to 15. So here 65 lambda minus of 56 lambda is equals to 15, or we can say 9 lambda is equals to 15, or lambda becomes equals to 5 upon 3. So we are getting lambda, the value of lambda is 5 upon 3. This value we are going to put in d vector. So d vector will be 5 upon 3 times 32 I cap minus of j cap minus of 14 k cap. And if we multiply inside this 5 upon 3, then d vector will be 160 upon 3 I cap minus of 5 upon 3 j cap minus of 70 upon 3 k cap. This is the value of d vector. So this was another very important question from examination point of view. Now I'm giving you some of the questions as homework that you must try at home and verify your answers, or you can see whether you're getting the results in case of a proof question. So the question number 1 I'm giving you is, if A vector, B vector, C vector are mutually perpendicular vectors, of equal magnitudes, then show that A vector plus B vector plus C vector is equally inclined to A vector, B vector and C vector. So here A, B, C are mutually perpendicular vectors. Mutually perpendicular, that means one is perpendicular to the other one, and they have equal magnitudes. Then you need to show that this vector is also equally inclined to A vector, B vector, C vector respectively. Another question for you. Find a unit vector perpendicular to both of the vectors A vector is equals to 4i plus 2j minus of k, and B vector is equals to I plus 4j minus of k. This question you are going to do using the cross product, since you require a unit vector which is perpendicular to both of these vectors. Another question for you, the last. 3 vectors A vector, B vector and C vector satisfy the condition A plus B plus C equals to 0, then evaluate mu equals to A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A if magnitude of A is equals to 1, magnitude of B is equals to 4 and magnitude of C is equals to 2. So this is another question which involves the dot product. You need to find the quantity mu, which is a dot b plus b dot c plus c dot a. That means somewhere you are going to make utilize of the dot product and its properties. So its answer, I'm also telling you the answer that you are going to get. The value for mu is going to be minus of 21 upon 2. So you can practice these questions on your own, and you can match up with your answers. So that was all for today, dear children. Thank you.